it's much easier to budget when you don't have any money than it is when you do. And because when you have all the money in the world, you have everybody coming out of the, from all angles looking for projects that they otherwise wouldn't have asked for. And so I think the consistency is key there in terms of continuing to ask for things like that, no matter the budget environment, basically.
Zach, it was more of a tongue-in-cheek when you happened to say they found an extra 100,000. That tweaked me.
Well, my brain has been so warped by working in Salem that, you joke about finding, $5 million in the couch cushions. And were I to find $5 million in my couch cushions, it's far different than the legislature,
right,
shaking the couch and seeing what they find.
Do you feel the West Side Rail extension is dead, or will that come up again in the next session?
What was the issue?
The West Side Rail extension.
I think it will come back up. That's one of those kind of couch cushions things that was not a lot of money in the whole scheme of things.
Yeah, they ended up $250,000.
Right, and the other thing in terms of budgeting process, what they'll tell you is it's also much easier to say no to the little ask, because it's like, no, that you don't really need that money, right? And so it's those bigger asks, but depending on the results of the election in November, the makeup of the representation in that area could be a little different. And so I think that the main folks that are interested in that project will continue to be there and will continue to be asking for it. We have some work to do with our friends up further north in the metro area in terms of getting everybody on the same page on that one.
Very delicately said.
I know we're being recorded right now.
Zach, I think I'll check the chair cushions in the break room after the meeting tonight. I work on the budget. But I wanted the council to know that Zach and I have been having a conversation about potentially procuring some additional CFM services to help shepherd our ask for federal dollars that was part of our trip to DC that we and the NLC conference that we attended. Renata's been very engaged in that, and I know that she's working on that even this week already today. So there's some complicated aspects of this, I think, and we want to make sure that we don't, through our lack of experience in the federal process, lose sight of that opportunity. We are asking for money, and I think it was a welcome ask. I think we've got a very good opportunity, but we may need some support in DC to make sure that all the boxes get checked and the applications can move. So we're talking with that. I'll report back to the City Council on if that can come to fruition or not at the next meeting.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, comments? Thanks so much for coming up.
Thanks, everybody.
Moving on, I do not have any communications. Business from the public is next. This allows the public to introduce items for the council consideration that are not already scheduled on the agenda. Comment time will be limited to 3 minutes, please. And I do have a request from Joanne Lepley. Please, welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm not here to ask for money. I'm actually here to let you know that I am a Woodburn resident and I'm running for the position of county clerk. Currently, I am one of the deputy clerks at the office on the election side. I have a lot of experience working in administration and government. I started off as a city recorder here in Oregon for the city of Bandon. And then I went to my home state of Maine for about 10 years where I was a town clerk because I don't have cities there. And while I was there, I learned even more administrative duties because they make all of the local towns handle a lot of things that state government does here. Driver's license, car registrations, boat registrations, things like that. I also handle 2 to 3 elections per year. They do them on the local level there with a lot of help from the state, Secretary of State's office there. I've been a Woodburn resident here for 3 years. We moved back in time for COVID to hit, so and what is that? every time we went to buy a house somewhere else, like Salem, or there was a bidding war, and we lost. So we found a house here in the Smith Creek subdivision, and we're very happy here. We love Woodburn. It's a very diverse community, and I would like to be one of the first county clerks not from Salem.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Any questions?
What was your name again?
Joanne Lepley.
Joanne, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming, Joanne. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. Items listed on the consent agenda are considered routine and may be adopted by one motion. Any item may be removed discussion at the request of a council member. Could we have our city recorder please read off the items allowed that are on the consented calendar?
The items on the consent agenda are as follows. Woodburn City Council minutes of March 25th, 2024. Letter of support for energy efficiency and conservation block grant to support EV charging network. Liquor license application for G&Z Mini Mart. Acceptance of easements at 300 South Woodland Avenue, and building activity for March 2024.
Thank you. Is there anything on the consent agenda that anyone would like to pull out? Then I would entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda as presented.
I move to adopt the consent agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed with the same. Motion passes unanimously. Moving on, we do not have any table business. We do not have a public hearing tonight. General business. Lo and behold, we do not have any general business discussed tonight. We have one planning commission item. If the council wishes to call it up regarding the Public Arts Mural Committee's approval of art on the back of the Public Works building. Any discussion on that?
I don't want to call it up, I just want to say it's a great, beautiful mural.
Thank you.
Nice to see it.
It looks even better when it'll be done.
Yeah.
Right, real life, yeah.
There it is. There it is.
The sky is actually a picture I shared of a morning of a sunrise from my house.
Oh,
so,
amazing.
Yeah.
So is that a cow? I mean, I can't see it very well, but is that a buffalo
Buffalo.
A cow.
with giant horns?
Bison with, that's the way the
Did they used to
Woodburn
roam
buffaloes.
here?
Back in the day?
Back in the day.
Okay.
I
Big
wondered
sucker.
what the relation was, I assumed.
Yeah, they found one at the high school, no?
That was it.
Oh, yeah, that
Wasn't that?
was,
The antique bison,
yeah,
Antique. Yeah.
which is in our museum.
okay,
Yes.
Public view.
Probably will be a lot of questions like that coming up once that mural's
right.
painted.
Yes.
But, yeah, a lot of bones have been picked from that, so they know the size and everything. Do you have anything to add, Councilor Cornwell?
The bison are a nod to what we're promoting with the arts and murals. We're looking forward to hopefully putting something actually close to the school grounds, which is the bog where these were first dug. And if you go to the museum, Bungalow Museum, the actual skeleton of the bison is there on display. So we're trying to put ourselves on the map by reminding people that, you know, this is here and that was something significant. And if you look at all the letters, they also show different aspects of Woodburn and things that go on here locally.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to our city administrator's report.
Mr. Mayor, I had an opportunity to attend the Liberty House ribbon cutting on Friday and was really moved by it. I know other people on the council were there, so I'll be happy to let you talk about it, but I thought it was a shining moment for our city and our community. A lot of people are surprised, I think, at what Woodburn is becoming and has become. I heard a lot of that from people who hadn't been in town for quite a while, which was nice. And Mr. Mayor, I reviewed some correspondence that include Councilor Wilk about the Mid-Willamette Valley Housing and Homeless Alliance. That was an organization that was started up, I think, in about 2016. It began at the Mid-Willamette Valley Council of Governments and then split off to become its own ORS 190 organization, which is a membership organization of local governments, and it's a continuum of care organization that does various assessments and identifies service gaps and needs in the vulnerable community. We've had a quick conversation about the city joining that, and that we have a member appointed to it, which seems to make pretty good sense, given the deepening partnership we have with Mid-Willamette Valley Community Action and the facility that they're operating here. And so, you know, I would suggest that the council pick that up and consider that, and I'd be happy to put that on the next agenda for membership and a representative appointment if the council is comfortable with that.
Excellent. I think, good idea. Yeah, I'd like to pursue that.
Really makes, yeah, it seems to make sense for Woodburn. I know that we've had staff, I think I've been to a couple meetings or conversations with them in prior years about the work that they were doing. And if I'd just like to say that publicly and for the record that there's a conspiracy rumor that I'm somehow plotting to put the University of Oregon Duck on the water tower. That's probably because there's a picture of that in my office. But I'd just like to assure you that is not my secret plan yet. No, I'm kidding. No, it's not my plan. So just to put that to rest.
It'll be made public.
Right. It could already be on top of the tower. You may only be able to see it by airplane. But I'm not going to go down any conspiratorial routes. So.
No comment until I see it in writing.
That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Moving on then to mayor and council reports. Councilor Shaw, do you have anything?
Oh, I did attend the State of the County luncheon on April 3rd with our county commissioners. And
Thank you for attending.
you're very welcome. But I'm going to be honest, I wasn't that all impressed because when I got the information, it was from the fall of '23. And I'm like, excuse me, I want to know what's going on here and now. So anyway, it was a nice luncheon, and some of the commissioners went on and on and on, like I'm not going to. But anyway, I'm not being a commissioner. But the other thing I wanted to say is that I did attend the Liberty House opening, and it's very emotional for me because I believe in advocacy for our children. They're our future, and we. It's sad to say that Woodburn needs a facility like this, but we do. And a lot of people don't talk about it. It happens in every family, not every family, but you hear about it. And so now we've got this absolutely fantastic facility that is very modern, clean, warm, accommodating with excellent staff, and it's right here in Woodburn. So I just want you to know that I was tickled pink to be there.
I share your comments. I think it's sad that we have it, but it's good that they see make that kind of investment in Woodburn. It's good for our city.
Definitely.
Again, thank you for attending that too.
Sure.
Councilor Corrales?
No,
do you have
nothing
anything?
to share.
Councilor Cornwell?
Not really. It's just been a really emotional time with the school district and the loss that the school has experienced. And just hug your kids and be more gentle with the ones you love and ones that you may not understand because they're teenagers, and just support as much as you can.
Yeah, that was another event they had Friday night for the family.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I missed
Yeah.
that. I was out of town. But yeah, that is sad. Thank you. Councilor Morris?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just an update on the, what do we call it, Scott, across from my house? The shelter?
Community action.
The community action.
Yeah.
So since our last meeting, I think it was the last meeting, the fence has been upgraded, looks good. There's outside lighting, which seems to be on all the time, which is, I'm triggered by that because it's all lit up, but then it's all lit up, so that seems like a good thing. My son tells me it's good when you're walking the dog at night. At night, I can't see much of anything, period, so, it's a vast improvement from what it was a month ago. there's not people loitering around, wandering around. That's a really good thing. On that same vein around the accident and stuff, I continue to get concerns expressed from constituents about speeding
Yeah.
and people driving too fast, people driving like lunatics
Recklessly.
sometimes. Yeah, I don't know what the fix is. People seem to think that the city council has a fix or can make up a fix or something, but I think within the law, we're doing everything we can, but it's something I hear constantly, and I don't get a lot of complaints about anything most of the time. About the shelter and about speeding are the two big things I've been hearing about recently, but yeah, that's all I have to report.
Any idea the membership at night, what's going on across the street?
No, and I think unless I go over there at night, I wouldn't be able to tell,
See
because
it,
they put in cyclone screening, if you guys haven't been over there, they cyclone screened around the east side of it, and then put the slats in, so you can't really, it doesn't look like a camp or a prison. I mean, it just looks like it's an industrial kind of a setup, so it doesn't look horrible either. As much as I want to hate on it, because I'm not really popular and excited about it, but it's better than it was, so
It's good, we'll be getting reports from them
Yeah.
on everything, but yeah, thank you for sharing.
I'm happy to be wrong. That's,
Good.
yeah.
Councilor Cantu?
I also attended the Liberty House ribbon cutting, and Councilor Shaw did a great job and was able to speak on behalf of the city, and just really amazing turnout, so happy to have them here.
Good.
Great organization.
Yeah, thank you. Councilor Webb?
You know, I was reminded this week of what a fantastic library we have. My 4-year-old grandson came to visit. He brought his parents with him. And we went to story time at the library and just had a wonderful experience. So, we have a great library.
Yeah, we do.
We have a great city, it's just part of it.
I have another question for Marty, Chief Pilcher. There's a lot more homeless activity right downtown by my house, and I'm just, there's on private property, and you say I cannot call, shouldn't call if they're on private property. And I'm just at a loss at what to do. I mean, they're up till midnight talking loudly, but they're on private property, so it's like, okay, you know, 100 feet from my front door, 50 feet from my front door, you know, and or closer. And I feel like I'm the only one that's experiencing it. There's 1 to 4 men, just, they rotate around within 100 feet from my house every single night. I'm sure they're there now. So,
If they're on private property, you can call, we can try to contact the property owner and see if the property owner wants them removed.
and my understanding with the property owner is as long as they're gone by the time they open up in the morning, they're okay with it. So I'm struggling.
And that is that property owner's right, unless they're violating some other ordinance. We may be able to issue a citation to the property owner, but that would not necessarily cause them to have to remove the people from the property.
Okay. So again, I'm at a loss. I feel like I'm powerless, and I kind of am.
Yeah,
So-
I'm sorry about that. We do need to abide by the existing rules and laws that impact private property. We're dealing with another location over at Bimart, trying to work with the property owner to remove a number of cars that have moved in recently and set up their campsite. And then yet another that was referred to us recently out on ODOT property. So it is a continuing effort on behalf of the police department and the community service officers in particular. But if you do call, we can recontact that property owner that's affecting you and maybe affecting others. And if that property owner wants them removed, we can. But again, it has to be something that the private property owner wants us to do.
Okay, thank you.
I would think any business property owner would care what's going on in the neighborhood, and if there are complaints, I mean, it's gonna affect his business. So I think an ongoing call certainly might help to let him
Yeah.
know that there's a problem in his off hours against his property. So, don't give up. call. Councilor Sharp?
Yeah, thank you. I received a telephone message from one of my constituents where he was very, very concerned about the skidding, you know, how they race and then okay, last night, it had to be, I don't know, about 11:30 or so. It was right at the intersection of 214 and...
I saw that this morning.
Did
Yeah,
you?
there's a great big donut, yeah.
I didn't know what was going on, but they're really taking advantage of, you know, nobody in the area or whatever. And I'm not saying that, you know, I know our police force has a lot to contend with besides, you know, trying to calm these or stop these kids. But the fellow that contacted me said it was over by Walmart and also by Walgreens. So
Yeah, in that intersection and over the bridge.
yes.
And if officers observe that, they, of course, conduct a stop and issue citations or make arrests as applicable. Also, I would always recommend any resident to look on the city's webpage under the police department. There's an opportunity there to either call and leave a message to our traffic bureau about ongoing issues, or they can enter a online form that also goes to those same officers who focus not 100% of their time, but their primary duty is traffic enforcement throughout the city. And since they've been reconstituted, the number of citations have gone up. We've addressed a wide variety of issues through town. One example would be the recent complaints on Harvard as the southern part of the city was opened up. We got a wide variety of complaints, understandably so, because some of those streets at one time had been dead-end streets that were now through streets. And so people were using that as a way to get around the Highway 99 214 intersection. And we've addressed that. And officers, the motor officers, continue to go back to that location. But I'd strongly recommend any individual who, or any of your constituents who have such a complaint to either call in and leave a message that those officers will get, or use the online form. And both are available on the website.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Chief,
Thank you.
the amount for a traffic citation, is that set by the city or is that set by the state?
The state has parameters about which a certain fine can be levied, although there are other things that get impacted. Person's driving history, if they've had multiple charges.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. All I have is that we have a sitting-in assistant city attorney tonight that's had it pretty easy so far with our city attorney on. So I have one question. Who won the game? Anyone know? Do you know the score? Purdue, Connecticut?
That's a great question. I actually do not know the answer.
Okay, someone's got to be following
I
this.
think I heard Purdue.
Okay.
Oregon State?
No, Purdue, Connecticut.
UConn's up by
Connecticut.
about
Michael
16.
Deschamps.
Wait a minute. Tony knows. Tony, could you say it again?
UConn's up by 16.
That's
Oh.
that's
With
why you
about 4
stayed
minutes
home,
left.
huh?
See, that's why you
That's
don't
right.
say that when you're on home.
Yeah.
I'm focusing 100% on
Yeah.
work.
The
Thank you,
finance
Tony.
director fell for our trap.
I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, signify with an eye.
Aye.
We are out of here. Thank you.
Wow, giving all of us working from home people a bad rep.